104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And Ding Dong. Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Well, good
morning.
morning, Houston, Texas. It's Tuesday, September 24th of 24.
Wow.
7 September 24 already, my God.
9/24/24.
It's 6 o'clock on the dot with the gang. Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. And today's going to be a very interesting day. Can I already tell?
Why?
Second Monday of the week. We have started off with me not having a computer,
That's
so
the
let's
worst.
see how we roll.
Oh, you're having technical difficulties.
Well, I don't know what the
That's
deal
a big
is.
difficulty.
I got Eric under the counter and Kevin under the counter.
This computer's like hidden in the.
Oh, it's
in the guts.
Among
it's built
someone
into the
with
console.
74 cords and coils.
It's the wrong thing. All of a sudden, the whole board goes down.
I know. We don't want Sam's side to go
Right,
down.
that would be.
It's one thing if my side's down, but we can't have Sam's side down, too.
Yep.
And our tech guy, he lives like in Katy, so
Oh, that'll be
take
an
him
hour.
2 hours. to get
Yeah,
here.
he used to live
Traffic.
next door and he got called too much.
I know. That's kind of a thing over the years. In all the years I've worked here, that's like a thing. When employees move really close to the station, they don't want to tell anyone.
Yeah, don't.
They're like, don't tell anybody how close you live here now.
Did you have a cutoff though?
Be
Like,
the first one they call.
I always wanted to live within 15 minutes of the radio station. What's your cutoff? Like, how far would be too far?
That's what it was. Too late now.
4 minutes.
I have friends that drive like
7,
in Detroit. They
12.
live an hour away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for us,
Whoa.
it's different. You know,
An hour.
You don't like getting up at 3:30. You don't want to get up at
No,
2:30.
They work. They do morning
Same hours,
shows.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No thanks.
We had a morning friend in this city that used to live like in Conroe and drive in. And I was like, I don't know why you're doing that. there's got to be a better
Plus, if you
way.
get a more bang for your buck, I
Yeah.
guess, if you find a house.
Maybe you
that's-
got.
I know, but if you ever
family.
fall
Yeah.
asleep, like oversleep,
Go up
or
here.
you're in a rush, there's no chance. You know, at least I live pretty close, so I'm just like, okay, that's fine. If, you know, I can try and make it, you know, in a reasonable amount of time. But if I lived in Conroe, I'll see y'all at 8 a.m.
or live out in the country. A lot of people in radio do that. They live out in
Yeah.
the country and then they just do their show from there.
You know,
They
I
they
wow.
come in.
I always kind of wanted to live on Lake Houston that you fly over top of when you fly into IAH. You know, there's like 2 lakes that you fly over. And I was like, how far would that be? But y'all, it is close to an hour away from this particular radio station.
And
time
at
of
this
day?
time of morning.
This time of morning, maybe not as far, but still.
But can you
it's-
imagine if it was at this
yeah.
time of morning, an
Yeah.
hour away?
Whoa.
Forget going
Then
in the
going home,
afternoon.
it's like 2.
Yeah,
Or what if
forget
you
it.
work like a certain time and then they call you in for meetings?
Oh, yeah.
So I'll just zoom
now we
that
have
in.
Zoom.
So I'll be like, sorry,
yeah.
guys.
You
I
got to
can't."
come in. It's
Teams.
at 4 in the afternoon. Don't worry about that rush hour traffic getting home.
We'll
like
just
here,
zoom that in.
I do the tollway, so I'm spending a lot. I get on the tollway for 20 seconds and get back on. I get off it and then on
I
it.
can't believe you get back on that
But
one.
it saves
I
me
wouldn't
like
do that
3
one.
minutes, so I don't
Wait,
know.
how do you get off
I
the
know
tollway
what
I
to
take the
get
West
back
Park
on the toll?
tollway.
Yeah.
He comes down
Instead-
59, gets on West Park,
yeah.
and then
Tollway.
exit.
Exit.
And I go all the way
brings you
to
to the
Sam
Beltway.
Houston, the Beltway, and
Right,
then I
right.
get on the Beltway, and then I get off that exit to get on
Yeah.
Westheimer.
I know
Right.
exactly what you're
but
doing.
But you
sign
Johnny
sometimes
back.
is full.
Because if he doesn't, y'all,
You come back. Why don't you just get up on Fondren and then
You
it's
guys
in a
wanna do
straight
the
line?
stop.
then he's
No,
getting
like, you
like
have to come all
4
the
red
way
lights.
down.
all those red lights, cops,
Yeah.
There's a
sketchy
lot.
people, like
Sketchy people. It's
that's
West
what I
Park.
did. That one time, remember I was in my
No, it's-
remember I was in my car and that manhole. The water was so powerful it flipped the manhole sideways.
Yeah.
and I, boom, hit it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, less chance of weird stuff happening if you just.
Because there used to be that
stick
nightclub
freeway.
near Gessner
Yeah.
over there.
And that nightclub was
Yeah,
always on the news
Hotties?
for shootings. Always on the news
It
for
was
shootings.
either Hotties or the
Before
whatever
we could
Oasis
guess
was
there,
over there.
over where I dropped you off that one time to get your.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the all nude club.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
dropped
okay,
Kevin off
knows
at an
it well.
old nude
No,
club?
to get a tire fixed or
Oh.
something.
And it was no, I got my window busted out in Montrose, so they have a little glass place over there. It's a
Oh, okay.
good deal over there.
Hey, why not?
Yeah, but it saves me, but I'm sure it cost me.
Yeah, it does
by the
because you
time,
pay
$2
extra.
a day. That adds up.
I am
Oh, yeah.
always guilty of
60
since I lease my car, you have to remember when you lease your car, you have to call the toll road authority to tell them you have another car now. Because on record with your credit card, when to charge you, they have your old license plate. Now you have a new license plate. And then before you know it, you're like getting notices. You're like, I don't know what's happening. I have an auto renewal. Why am I getting this? Oh, yeah. I got another car because of the lease. So if you're going to lease a car, that's something you got to think about. Be on
What are
top
you
of
laughing
it.
at?
Your picture.
This is a picture.
Eric went to the
Trying put my
Astros
pants on,
game
my
last night. Did
pants
not
fall
help
down.
us at all. Where was all the good mojo, Eric? What the hell was that?
If somehow I get offered those seats again and it's an important game, I'm not going to go because I've never seen a victory in those seats.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, you're
Just
bad
the other
omen.
team.
Every time I've been to a game, there was beginning of the season, the Yankees killed us. Detroit killed us. Like 12, I'm talking like 12-0 type stuff.
For those that don't know, 6 o'clockers, Eric was like in these super crazy expensive seats, like right on the front row where was the batting circle? What do they call it? On deck
On
circle.
decks.
How'd you get that?
A
There's
friend,
friend of his
they,
owns them.
Nice.
they own
Those
the Seraphim company. They just friends of my wife's family and stuff. So it's not because of me. And they give us tickets sometimes. They had 6 tickets.
Gosh.
So I'm like, hell yeah, I'll go. All the free food I did. If you want to see behind the scenes, go to producer Eric stories. You'll see what's behind there. Because I always wondered
The Diamond
what's
Club
in that
food.
Diamond Club. And I showed the food, ice cream. They have this table full of every candy you can think of, a jar. I mean, like jars full from Swedish fish to M&Ms to
And here's the thing, it's
lollipops.
almost like if you get to flying first class on a long haul flight, you almost don't want to sleep because you don't know what you're going to miss because you don't sit there a lot. This is the same thing.
Yeah, you
it's
might
like
get
you
there
almost
early.
don't want to watch the game because you want to see what are they offering?
Yeah, like-
all the stuff.
Must have been Asian theme night because it was like teriyaki flavored prime rib.
Really?
All this baby short rib thing. Korean
Oh,
short
yeah.
ribs
Oh,
and stuff.
baby short rib.
Yeah. And then the regular stuff.
And not everything's baby reindeer, Kevin.
When you walk around the corner to go out on the field or just your seats, there's a big thing there full of popcorn, peanuts, water.
Yeah. Beer?
No, that's you had to pay for booze. But everything else is
But
free.
do they bring it to your seat?
Yeah.
So you could sit
But
in
then
your
I
seat
just
and have a
grab
server.
those. You just grab the peanuts and
So they
Yeah,
got
but
to
like,
change
if you
the
want your
popcorn. Buy me
drink.
some peanuts and prime rib.
teriyaki flavored.
You can.
That's a different where I saw Alan Rosen, Constable. So
Oh, okay.
I said, hey, if you want to come up to the show sometime, promote stuff, because I know they're always doing the toy drive pretty soon. And everyone wants to do the toy drives. They should do the toy drive now. Everyone does it in like November.
Yeah, because people aren't bankrupt right now.
Yeah.
You buy all those Christmas gifts and then you're like broke.
But the game sucked.
6-1
I
loss.
can't believe it.
Now we
My
got to
wife-
win another one just to
It was
clinch the
2-0
AL
when I
West.
started watching it, and I was like, okay, we have a chance. And Pena was up. It could have been, if he hit a home run, it would have been 3-2. I'd be like, this is great. Pena strikes out. Then it goes, 4-0. Then who got the home run? Somebody got the home run.
Haywood.
Okay, yeah, he got a home run, so we
Jason.
got 1 run, and then the wheels
And
fell
I
off.
was, oh man, my wife was getting mad at me because I was cussing,
Uh-oh.
like yelling, like,
You
blah, blah, just.
Because the pitchers were
attacking.
sucking.
Were you
We lost
cranky
that game
yesterday?
because of the pitching.
During that game, yeah.
Yeah, anybody was crazy
I even
yesterday
said-
watching that,
I even
right?
said, I couldn't, because when you're there, you can't see who's coming in. Like, I just hope it's not Ort. Because last time I saw him pitch, he gave up 3 home runs in a row, and then here comes Ort.
You
and then-
willed it in.
And I'm just yelling. My wife's like, Eric, shut up, they can hear you. I go, I know, that's the point. I'm in the front row.
Yeah, but you're in somebody
Miss
else's seats. You're representative of the people's seats you have.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
And apparently you
That wasn't
were...
bad,
At least you
bad.
weren't wearing a Mariners jersey. Can you imagine having those seats and
They
wearing
did
the
an
opposite
episode of,
team's jersey?
what is it? Rolla, you watch Seinfeld now,
Yeah.
where Elaine refused to take off the baseball cap. She was wearing the other team's baseball cap, and she was staying in somebody else's seats.
She was like
But
the
it's funny,
owner's
these guys
seats.
have no emotion. Our players, they're such pros. They're just,
yeah, they got to
you
be.
couldn't tell if they were up by 10 or down by 10.
Well,
Just-
think of what they've had to go through
Even
since the
keel.
scandal, Eric.
Yeah.
Like, how much have they had to condition themselves to just block out whatever is being screamed through that area?
At one point, I'm like, hey, Brakeman, hey. Can you scoot over a little to the right? I can't see the batter. You're right, my wife keeps me down. I'll take a
Can you move?
Eric, can you answer me a question, though? Because yesterday at this time, I had to leave the show. I wasn't feeling well. I feel great now. But I was going through the lister line, and apparently you really had a little bug up your butt.
Oh, gee, Eric, stop saying Halloween sucks. You suck. Halloween probably thinks you suck. Like, let us have our fun. Let us play dress up. Let us pretend. I could do without Christmas, but that's me. But you know what? I don't shun people for loving Christmas. That's all their business. You're just being old punk-ass Eric, Sour Patch Kid this morning.
That's
Were
what
you
your
mad?
costume should be. You should
Were
be a
you
Sour
mad
Patch
at
Kid.
Halloween?
No, I just said I don't like Halloween.
He just said he wanted to
That's your
fast forward
prerogative.
through
Yeah. I was like, oh, God forbid I
October
can't
and
have an
just get to
opinion.
November.
Oh, no.
He
I don't
barely
like Mondays either. Oh, no, shoot me.
He barely even has to deal with Halloween because he lives on the 37th floor. No one's coming by.
Yeah.
Do people just like send a drone up to your balcony?
That'd be pretty cool. I'd give you candy then if you did that.
You know,
Give you that green
I never
camera.
understood apartment culture Halloween because when I was single and I lived in an apartment, I don't remember any kids coming to my door. When my kids and I were living, my husband, we were living in the apartment 2 Halloweens ago. We did not stick around because we just thought, well, no one's going to come here. We went to their friend's neighborhood because we wanted to have
It's
the
hard here,
camaraderie of the blocks.
You know, New York, it's normal. Like Chicago, if you live in Chicago downtown, it's normal. But Houston is just different. Even my daughter's, because her friend wants to come over or something. She's like, I don't know if I want to bring them over because we live in a high rise. Like she's embarrassed or something. I'm like,
why?
Do they still trick or treat?
Like,
Oh, wait, for Halloween you mean specifically?
No, just to come over.
Oh, just in general.
It's because it's kind of out of the ordinary.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like
it's not an apartment. It's
No.
two things together. It's got a movie room. It's got, I got cool stuff up there, girl.
Calm down.
I'm just saying, why would you be embarrassed if you're a little, just whatever. I mean,
Maybe it's because there's no yard, there's no front.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it because there's no front yard, there's no backyard?
This
Maybe
is
they don't have as
weird.
much space.
Is this how you live?
yeah.
Like, once
But
you
every kid
get
that
at the
comes over is
door,
like,
you hit
holy
the door.
Yeah.
Because they walk in and see the windows. They see
Yeah.
You can see the view.
It's remarkable.
Just don't know how many kids go in the backyard. I've had a
I know,
backyard
that's
for
why
all those years. My daughter never used to. I even have a pool in the backyard, and she almost never went in there.
It's too dang hot, and then by the time it cools down, then all of a sudden it gets like pool's too cold. They
Wait,
turn the heater
so
on.
do you have an indoor pool then, Eric? Like somewhere in that building, or is it an outdoor
It's
pool?
outdoor. You can see it from his balcony.
Oh, okay. And it's like on the lower level, like
Yeah.
kind of like hotel style. It kind of sticks out
Yeah, it's
on the bottom level. Okay.
It's not like those ones that are like the 10th floor.
Oh,
Yeah.
10th floor pools.
Those cool looking things.
Have you ever seen those videos where they've got the infinity edge, or it's a glass pool,
That's
glass
that one.
bottom?
What's
There's
that
one in
building
Houston.
Downtown?
Yeah.
The one downtown.
You can see
the
people
person.
hanging over the top there.
Oh, that's
I think they
nerve-wracking.
closed it for a little bit, but then
Did
it
they?
was open again. Yeah, I can't.
I thought there was
that
like
one.
construction.
And there's actually a window to the marquee pool, the Marriott Marquee, the
one
Texas
that's
shaped pool.
Texas
There's one panel where you can
See
it's
into the
clear
side of it.
and see the side of it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know.
It's a
Maybe-
voyeur. Like, we can see you
If you
people.
have a really
There was one in
busy-
Mexico. They had to frost out because
yeah.
of it was all glass.
And then no one
If
lets
you
wear
have a
pants.
really busy apartment
Speedos.
complex at Halloween, 37530, I want to know where it's happening because in my apartment living life, I never saw Halloween very busy. I guess everyone dispersed to whatever the closest neighborhood was.
I think neighborhoods are safer.
to have them run around.
But when I lived in Sharpstown, there was a lot of apartment complexes, big ones, and I can only assume that those small communities of folks just kind of go between their own little communities. They don't want to head on down to the neighborhood 3 miles away.
Well,
Well,
I guess
the sad part, Kev, is
don't
what if you're
know.
like, I'm not going to buy candy. I don't think there's any kids that are going to come here. And so you go hit the doors and you're like, trick or treat.
You have to have it just in
nothing.
case, but my house in Jersey Village is on a main street, a very busy street, and I had last year 4 trick-or-treaters the whole night. I went all out, bought all the nice big-sized
Sweet.
candy bars. Nobody came to the door. I mean, and the ones that did, it was mom and dad with their, almost toddlers. They were really, really
You pretty
young.
much need 70% of your area to be doing
If they don't all
trick-or-treat.
participate,
Yeah.
the kids don't deem
It's
it a
scary.
street worth going
You
down.
go on the street, see only 3 lights. You're like, it's not worth my time.
Yeah.
That's not. What's that? Habu?
The haboob.
Highest and best used.
Yes, not a haboob, which is a dust storm.
Yeah, Habu.
A haboob.
That's
is
all I
highest
think
and
of.
best
is
use.
Dust storm.
Okay, today on the Roula and Ryan Show, more chances for you to guess the Taylor toss-up. We've got Crime Stoppers coming in studio after 7 o'clock. Talking about all these threats
Oh,
and these
good.
hoaxes that it's gone crazy in the Houston
What
area. With all
the
these
FBI yesterday in Houston.
FBI had to make an announcement yesterday. I think in the last 3 months they've had more. What is it? The last
in the last 3 years combined.
Here's the
last
deal.
3 months they've had more threats than
Just
for
in the
schools.
past week, 7 Houston ISD students arrested and charged with these felonies.
Kids need to know this is
Threats,
serious. If you're going to
hoaxes.
mess it around, you don't want to take a test and you're trying to call in something to get everybody scared. You're
You
gonna
can end
have
up
to pay
destroying your
consequences.
life.
like 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, we're going to give away $104.
Yes, Curtis. We'll explain more of that
Yeah.
next. Why
Get
are
some
we giving
cash.
you $104? Here's your weather for today.
All right, we're going to see sunshine early on in the day and then partly cloudy with a high in the low 90s. Right now, 78 degrees and 612, or actually 613 now on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Time for your daily scoop. Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
It is brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas. The Taylor toss-up continues today 5 times a day between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. We'll give you a chance to guess the 3 Taylor Swift songs that we have smashed together for you to guess in order with correct titles to make you a finalist for the Eras Tour in Miami. And it's brought to you by Clean Sky Energy. We're very excited to send somebody to Miami with airfare, hotel, and the tickets to the show. In about 15-ish minutes, we have a chance for you to win $104, courtesy of Fox's Masked Singer and The Floor. Wednesday nights on Fox 26 are about guessing, gameplay, and fun for the whole family. We'll have to explain more when we get to the game of how you can win $104.
Okay.
I can even tell you right now, it's really easy. If you know popular music. We took songs from the Masked Singer, the real artist. We have their song. We just change their voice to be, pitch it up, pitch it down, kind of like Masked Singer, how you can't really tell who it is, and you just compete against another listener and see if you can tell us who the artist is. You don't even tell us the name of the song, just
who the artist is.
Who would sing that normally?
And you just go back and forth 2 rounds, then have a extra one in case it's a tie.
And it's already been 12 seasons for The Masked Singer.
Oh, wow.
Kevin,
Kevin's
have
been
you
doing it
been
for
on there
years.
12 seasons on Fox 26 talking about it?
Yeah, every
From the
time I
beginning?
turn around, they start another season. And
They
it's
do 2 a year?
yeah, I think they do 2 a year. There's a lot of C-list folks that you had forgotten about, and then sometimes you get a surprise in there every now and then. Natasha Bedingfield was on there one time. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
wow.
So we'll give you a chance to
Ryan
win
likes
some
her.
money from that
On the
coming up in
floor
a few
with
minutes.
Rob Lowe's on. He's the host of that.
Yes, the floor, which I didn't
I
understand
love
how that
Rob Lowe.
worked, but I had to really look at the rules of the floor because I didn't understand how, they basically put 2 contestants up against each other and each contestant was of a specialty knowledge in something. And so you it's just about winning money and knowing trivia.
Well, Fox is smart. They try and do new things, create new shows and ideas. It's like you can only do so many things with trivia questions.
Right. Like
Right.
rapid fire
Like rapid
quiz.
fire.
Tell me about it.
So, there's only so many. You're giving trivia questions. Every game
Yeah.
is that way, but
Yeah.
they make
Right.
it got to give it different angles.
So hopefully you can win some cash from that. Now, if you loved the franchise, I Know What You Did Last Summer. That started in 1997. Jennifer Love Hewitt was the main star. Freddie Prinze Jr. was in it. Brandy was in it. Sarah Michelle Gellar, was she actually in the first one?
The first one,
Yeah.
unfortunately, just the first one.
Just the first one.
Spoiler.
Well, it
And
is
Ryan-
expected
and
to
Ryan
hit
Felipe.
theaters next summer. Oh, yeah, that's right. Ryan Phillippe was in
So I
that.
think how they met.
Is it really?
No,
No,
they-
you're
they
thinking
Reese-
of Reese Witherspoon.
I'm thinking
Cruel Intentions.
yeah.
July 18th of 2025 is the date for the new I Know What You Did Last Summer as the Legacy franchise. And Freddie Prinze Jr. will officially return in that. It's a Legacy sequel, they're calling it. Legacy sequel. Now, Jennifer Love Hewitt is in talks to return, but has not confirmed that yet. It would be the 4th movie of this franchise. There were 3 originally. Then there was a series on television in 2021, which I don't remember anybody talking really about that.
What was the release date on that?
July 18th of 2025 will be the Legacy sequel of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Everything is coming out right around that time. I know the week before is going to be Superman.
Well,
the
4th
new
of July
James
is the
Gunn.
time to release the movies. The month of July is when they think it's very heavy movie watching season.
But
Even
this
though it's travel
summer, we
season.
really didn't have a lot of those major blockbusters. We had 1 or 2 things that was okay. It was kind of fun.
Well, Deadpool, and Wolverine,
Deadpool was it, though.
Twisters.
Twisters and Deadpool
Only
were the
made
only
Twisters was that ride.
the
40X.
40X
Yeah.
theater.
Like, it's now available on cable. And it's like, I would not watch
We
that.
all got to go if it's still playing.
The 40X is so fun.
I tried 3 different days. I tried.
Rula has.
God.
We're not going with you, Rula.
That's why my kids had to see
They're trying to
Minions
close
twice.
it down.
I was like, oh, there's no seats. Okay.
Some
well,
movies
we'll
are
see
really
this
good to see
again.
in 40X. We saw Bad Boys. My fiance and I saw Bad Boys for Life. And it was really fun because during a car chase, the seats like moving with the angle of the car. You get sprayed in the face with water. Like when they're shooting bullets, you feel like a little go by your head.
That would be very
The back-
triggering for anyone who's ever been part of a
Well, I would
shooting.
not recommend anybody.
That'd be
that's been,
terrifying.
If you've been part of a
shooting,
then you would not.
definitely
want to-
wouldn't.
probably
Yeah.
not. You probably wouldn't even be going to movies that are violent
Or a
like
car
that.
wreck.
Yeah, car accidents? Nope. No thanks. Okay, so we were talking about how Friends premiered 30 years ago, a couple days ago. That was the anniversary of the premiere of Friends on NBC, and it's still going strong. And on Max, you can watch all the repeats. Now Max is developing a game show about Friends called Fast Friends. And it features puzzles and games and answering trivia questions. Again, trivia questions on sets from Friends like Central Perk or the characters' apartments. It'll have, let's see, production is going to begin next month, but we don't know when it's going to air. And that's kind of like timely announcement with the
So it's just a
30th
game show
anniversary of the-
about Friends trivia?
I think
It's
it's
called
like-
Fast Friends.
That's
It's,
only like-
it's a game show.
Is it limited series though?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not going to be
Because
something
you'd
like
run out of
Price
Friends
is Right.
trivia after a while.
By the way, if you're watching the Netflix Menendez series,
Yes.
man, they really go hard for the Friends joke. Because there's some screenplay that Eric Menendez wrote with his friend in high school, and they were called Friends. Friends? What kind of dumb title is that? Who's going to watch something called Friends? And I was like, I roll. And they just keep, and by the time the Menendez boys were actually on trial for killing their parents, Friends was a hit show on NBC. So they had to say that in the trial. So you wrote a screenplay called Friends, and we are not talking about the NBC hit show Friends that is currently airing.
But I mean, how dumb was that dude to write a screenplay about
murdering his parents?
Right.
I mean, if you watch the series, Sam's actually the one that turned me on.
Because
to
there was
it.
a plan. There was their plan. They go, oh no, it's a series. That's it.
They really portray him as kind of dumb, like really thick. The two brothers, and you need to know.
I don't
going
feel
into-
that way.
Oh,
I don't feel they portray them dumb at all.
I think they were. I mean, like
A little bit.
What they did was dumb.
What they did, and then afterwards, they weren't exactly like immediately. As soon as the parents are done, you know, come on, the opening scene. He insisted on playing Milli Vanilli for his mom.
Oh, that was weird.
That was
Weird.
so
It's in my head
dumb.
now.
So weird.
It's so
it's stuck
painful.
in my
Is that
head.
real? That's real, right?
Yeah.
They took that from real life?
Yes.
For those that don't know this, if
I
you're
don't know.
watching the Netflix series about the Menendez murders, the opening pilot episode of that, or I don't want to call it pilot, they show the funeral time. Now, the funeral really happened. These people really were murdered. There really was a funeral where people did not know the boys were going to be the suspects in this murder. And Milli Vanilli's like their favorite group.
The song
And
had-
Well,
he,
the one boy's favorite.
It has nothing to do with his mother.
So he cues that song.
I miss you or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't remember
everyone in
it.
the audience is like, of the congregation is like looking around like, this is so awkward.
It was painful.
Because it's like it's about missing his lover.
yes,
Yes.
It's not about missing you're
And he's
missing your
playing
mom.
he's playing pictures of his mom, and it's like, oh God, it's so weird.
It was really cringe.
I'm
You
thinking
need
that
to know.
had to have been
It
real,
was
right?
cringe.
Because that you could just go back to the funeral footage, I guess, or people at that time that went and say, they didn't play Milli Vanilli. They had to have played Milli Vanilli, right? For him to put that in there?
Yeah,
Would
we're trying
Ryan
not
Murphy have
to-
taken that much liberty?
We're
Right,
trying not to
right.
fact check it too much until after it's over, but you need to know
Oh, I
going
fact
into
checked
it.
everything.
Yeah, same.
It's so
Except for that
disturbing.
scene, because I don't have an answer for you. But I feel like it
That's
has
so
to be
weird.
What's the answer then, Sam?
Yeah, I know. It's the other things that I'm like, wait, what? That really happened?
Yeah.
And then I'm like
Find out
Googling.
right now.
But the
Right.
fact that the dummy went and told someone immediately.
His therapist.
I mean, and here's the other thing too, for the people who were alive to remember that real life trial. I didn't realize the timeliness of the Menendez trial was after OJ. The murder happened before OJ and Nicole Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Their trial was finishing after OJ was done with his. And so
That's
many
like 4
people
or 5
were,
years before.
Yeah, so many people were so angry about the OJ outcome that I almost feel it was like there's just no way these two guys are gonna also run free. That's the vibe I got from this series.
Oh, wow. I didn't put that together.
Because they have
Yeah.
an OJ element to the Menendez show, and you're like, oh wow, that's how long it took. They murdered,
Yes.
they murdered their parents in '89, and then OJ is '94, and then they're still not done with their trial, and OJ's trial's done, and they're still not done with theirs because it was two hung juries for two separate trials, and then they had to double them up, and then they got convicted.
Yeah, because there was a mistrial
Wow.
from.
Two times.
So I
Two
got you the
times.
answer. They did indeed. That did happen.
That's
the
so
son played
weird.
Milli Vanilli's "Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You," which is about losing a lover.
And if
Yeah.
you missed this yesterday, Eric Menendez has blasted Netflix and Ryan Murphy for creating this series in this terrible way. He said there's so much ridiculousness to this series. It's not true at all.
But how does he know?
The implications of what they're
You
saying.
can't watch
He
it.
can't watch Netflix. He hasn't seen it.
I don't know. How can
I
we
bet
know?
they did.
I bet that they can
Wait,
watch
they get
Netflix in there.
Netflix in prison.
I don't think you can watch.
Somebody
none
who's a
yourself.
correctional officer, and we got a lot of them, text us at 37530.
That's out in
A lot
California.
of times you have to share the common area for the.
Well,
TV.
I'm sure everyone in the
sure
common
everybody
era
wants
is
to
like,
watch it.
we want to watch this, dude.
Yes.
What else they gonna do?
Their fellow
Right?
prisoners are watching
But don't
it
you
with
there's
them.
certain things they won't let them watch
I don't know.
because you don't want to
Oh, because
incite.
it's about like
Oh, yeah,
crime.
right.
Like,
Well, the other thing too is you're watching, like in my perception of watching television over the years, whether it's a lighthearted, funny prison thing, like meaning like, oh, there's a scene here where that person goes to jail, and here's what you do in jail: you lift weights, versus a real prison series about prison. They're lifting weights. Those are all weapons, are they not? How are
Yes, they
how
could
are
be.
prisoners
Yeah.
like every day not being murdered by
Well,
each other with
I
these
think they
crazy
are.
heavy
Season
weights?
number one. Okay, so this is called Monster, the Menendez brothers, but Jeffrey Dahmer was Monster season one, and that was about Jeffrey Dahmer, and he obviously was killed with a prison
But I'm
weight.
just saying, wouldn't we have heard more of these stories about non-famous murder trial people being murdered in prison with free weights?
Oh,
if
that
there's
is
so
lot.
many of them?
if you're a child molester or
Yeah, they don't let them go on GP, General
You're pretty
Pop.
much.
I'm sure
dead.
they just don't tell us.
You think so?
Probably
Yeah,
happens
because
every day
why
they
would
get
you want to
stabbed.
know about everybody's death?
Well,
like,
true,
in that
but-
sense?
I have on
You'd
a
think that
TikTok
maybe they
thing where
would-
these prisoners talk about their
The code.
experience and what happens, and how you have to have your papers as soon as you go in. You got to show them, are you clean? Means you're not there because you're not a rat or you're a child molester.
Pedo or anything like that, yeah. Because they
And
don't
if
take
you
kindly
are,
to that.
you're pretty much certain prisons. You're done.
Wow.
24 hours. And then even if you're like a cop and they put you in a different area, they still have ways to get you.
Get to you.
So
Like Diddy is in confinement, right? I don't think he's with general population.
well,
at all.
yesterday the
He
story
couldn't
was
be.
he's on suicide
All it
watch.
takes
but I
is
don't know if
that
that's-
that guard takes an extra coffee break, and then someone else can sneak in there.
I'm just going
Jeffrey
to go over
Epstein.
here for 7 minutes.
Yep.
Exactly. So you have 7 whole minutes of nothing. All right, let's make something really fun happen by giving away some money, courtesy of Fox with The Masked Singer and The Floor. If you've not seen The Floor, we'll explain how that works. But Wednesday nights on Fox 26 are all about guessing, gameplay, and fun for the whole family. Do we need 2 contestants or how are we going
Yep,
to play
we need
this?
2 contestants.
Okay.
It'll be 2 rounds, and then we have an overtime in case they both can guess who the artist is singing.
Okay.
And this is a real song, the real artist.
You got to know
It's
your
the
music.
easiest game on earth, especially if you hear Taylor Toss-Up, where I'm like, I have no idea.
And people are still winning that.
These are all songs that were on Masked Singer, and these are the real song. We just kind of screwed with their voice a little bit to make it higher or
Yeah.
lower, just for fun, but you'll still know what it is.
All
So
we
the
need
number
is 2
is-
contestants at 833-390-KRBE.
And
You're
you
saying
could
it's
win
easy money.
$104 next on the Roula and Ryan Show.